You know how people always say never discuss politics, race, or religion over dinner? Yeah, I went ahead and built an entire YouTube channel based on one of them. Family dinners are going great, but seriously, if you can't joke about our religion, we are really that convinced about it, let's test it out. You know, what I love about the disciples, these guys had the easiest career change decision in human history. Like Peter sitting there, preparing his nets, smelling like dead fish for the 10,000th day in a row. And Jesus comes up to him. Hey, you want to come with me? And Peter is thinking, so you're telling me I can stop smelling like fish and follow a guy who can make food appear, walk in water, and calm storms? Sign me up. The guy just overloaded Peter's boat with fish so much that it was pretty much sinking. And Peter's like, you know what? I've had enough. Let's go. That's not faith. That's a good decision-making skill. And Matthew. Oh, poor Matthew had it even better. Okay, let me get this straight. I get to stop being the most despised man in town and just hang out with some dude who brings people back to life. Sure thing. No exit interview. No 2 weeks notice. Just bye. His boss is like, Matthew, where are you taking the tax records? Don't need them. Follow the Messiah. Good luck with the audits. Everybody's makes it sound like the disciples made this huge sacrifice, but let's review the benefits package. Okay, so I can stay in my humdrum job or tour the country with a dude who makes water into wine, feeds thousands of lunch money from a kid, and resurrects people. That's a tough call. Yes, I'm leaving my fishing net to gather dust, but I'm gaining the front row seats as the Son of God performs miracles. I think I'm getting the better deal here. When you are a disciple of one who recently brought Lazarus back from the dead, concerns about your 401k fly out the window. Hey Peter, did you plan your retirement? The man I follow kills death. I'm in. And now, people just love to spout that myth that all the smart scientists are atheists, don't they? Isaac Newton, the guy who invented gravity, or discovered it, wrote more about the Bible than he wrote about physics. More. He was calculating when the apocalypse would come. 2060, just in case you were curious. Mark your calendars, everybody. The guy who explained why things fall down spent more time on theology. Let that sink in. Francis Collins led the Human Genome Project, mapped human DNA, all of it, every gene. He's an evangelical Christian. This dude literally cracked code of life and was yet like, yep, still believe in God. So maybe it's not as simple as the smart people don't believe. But let's be real about atheist morality. That's always made me laugh. Atheists are all. There is no objective moral standard. Morality is just evolved behavior, cultural preferences, society's opinion. Maybe you've heard about this. And then someone does something horrific and they're furious. What's wrong? That's objectively evil. Wait, you just said there's no objective standard. So how can anything be objectively evil? It's like playing basketball and not acknowledging there is such a thing as gravity. The game only works because of gravity. You can deny all you want, but the ball is still going down. Or it's like yelling at your GPS while you're not accepting there's any such thing as north, south, east, or west directions. Recalculating. There are no directions. Then why are you upset? You're lost. Without any objective moral standard, you can't complain about anything. You can only say, I don't like that myself. Oh, I'm taking money out of your wallet. Hey, that's stealing. Is it? By that standard, I think it's morally right and good for me. Who are you to impose your morality upon me? No, it's objectively wrong. So, there is an objective standard. You can't have it both ways. You can't say morality is just opinion and then get upset when someone else has a different opinion about whether or not murder is cool. The 9/11 terrorists. Let's get this. To them, in their worldview, they were heroes. If morality is merely cultural, then we can't claim that they were wrong. Only that we prefer that people don't fly planes into buildings. But that's insane, of course. They were evil. Which is to say, there is a standard. A real one. One that exists, whether we believe it or not. Atheists are banking on moral capital from an account they claim doesn't exist. They're cashing checks against an account they claim isn't real. And see, I'm not saying atheists can't be moral. Most of them are. I have a lot of friends that are atheists, but they can't explain why they should be without borrowing from a worldview that believes there's something more than us, something that makes right and wrong real, not preference. And I know it's silly. I used to be an atheist myself, and I never had this relative moral standard. You know, it's nuts. God had humanity going through difficulty levels like a video game. Guardian of Eden, tutorial mode. Just don't eat that one fruit, everybody. We messed that up right away. We can't even win tutorial mode. And we got fooled by a freaking snake. Or was it Satan? I don't know. Noah, easy mode. Build me a boat. Noah, alright, that's a lot of wood, but I can do this. Noah forgot the unicorn and dinosaur eggs outside, though. That explains the Loch Ness Monster and Champ, though. Can't drown an amphibious reptile. Abraham, medium mode. Leave all that you know and come with me to somewhere. Abraham, that's deep, but alright. I can believe in an unknown God that I've never heard of. I just hope it's not hallucinations in my head. Also Abraham, hard mode. Now sacrifice a sheep. Abraham, I can do that. God, no, sacrifice your son. Abraham, what? Alright, if you insist. God's reaction. Joking, here's a ram. I'm preparing you to learn someday. I'll give my son. I'm trying to teach you a humility lesson after tutorial mode and Eden. Moses, expert mode. Don't eat pork, and also, if you have to be circumcised. Circumcised? What's that? Oh no. Israel, man, we talk about literally anything else? The pork thing. Let's talk about the pork thing. Moses, nope, we're doing this. Man, no, why? Why? Jesus, God mode, completed. I'll take care of it from here. I'm the ultimate sacrifice, so you don't have to be. I'm sorry Dad was so tough on you, but how do you think I felt? I love you guys. I'm dying on the cross for you. That's the whole point. God was guiding humanity step by step to understand that genuine sacrifice would cost him everything, so we could enjoy his grace. Now let's talk about how Christians need to explain communion to non-members. Yep, we symbolically consume blood and flesh every Sunday, especially if you're Catholic. Friend, are you vampires? No, we are not vampires. Okay, but you know how it sounds. Yes, I know how it appears. And yes, Dracula came from a Christian region. That is coincidence. We've been eating symbolic blood for 2,000 years and somehow vampires get that bad rap. Friend, so Jesus said, this is my body and blood? Right, but it's symbolic. Mostly, well, it depends on who you ask, especially the Catholics. You know what? Let's just move on. Speaking of things that confuse people, Jesus' first miracle. He turned water into wine at a wedding, and now most of his followers think alcohol is sin. Unless you're a Pentecostal. Jesus in heaven's like, guys, I literally made more liquor. Half the church, Jesus drank wine, no problem. Other half, Jesus drank grape juice. Wine and bread are all about how we require a man to be flawless to die for our sins. Now let's be honest, we blew it with God's first test. A drink of wine might be required to cope with our shortcomings. His first documented miracle, wine. His last supper included wine, and now half his followers think drinking is devilish. Jesus, did they even read about the part where I produced 180 gallons of the stuff? You want to know what Jews, Christians, and Muslims have in common? The Jews. Wine is celebration of the Sabbath. Christians. Jesus produced it at a party. Muslim, yeah, but we're just going to sit this one out. The Last Supper is so weird to discuss in our faith. Christians. Jesus broke bread and drank wine with his followers. Muslims. He did what? Christians. Yeah. Let's just talk about the bread. But you want to know where it gets really interesting? Food laws. Jews and Muslims. No pork, it's unclean. Christians, so shrimp wrapped in bacon. Jews and Muslims, what are you doing? Christians, Peter had a vision, everybody. All food is clean. I'll enjoy this bacon wrapped shrimp. Ugh, delicious. Jews and Muslims, that's convenient. Breaking the covenant. Really do have the easiest dietary laws. Jews pull out a 40-page document, kosher guidelines. Muslims pull out 20-page guidelines, halal requirements. Christian, is it food? Then it's fine. Oh, we'll deep fry it as well. Jesus said, it's not what you put into your mouth that defiles you, so pass the bacon-wrapped shrimp. Picture a Christian, Jewish, and Muslim friend at a party. Muslim, they eat pork and shellfish with cheese at the same meal. Peter's vision really did a number on them. Meanwhile, Christians are at Red Lobster ordering the pork and shrimp platter and thinking, Acts 10 was wild, man. Thank God for Peter's vision. It tastes so delicious. Then there's Mormons. Mormons baffle everyone. Baptist, no drinking, no dancing. Catholic, wine for communion is okay. Mormon, no tea, no coffee, no booze, and we're still debating Coke. Pentecostal, what? Other Christians, wait, coffee? That's where you draw the line? Christian, you don't drink? Mormon, right. Christian, or coffee. Right. But Jesus turned water into wine, not herbal tea. We have more scripture on that. Can't have coffee, tea, alcohol, totally fine. A 64-ounce can of soda, totally good. Other Christians, I'm not sure that's what health code means. More missionaries come to your door. You like to share the gospel? Come on in. Want some coffee? Oh, no, thank you. Tea? No, we can't. Water? That works. This is going to be a long conversation. Oh, and by the way, we found the Book of Mormon's based on a bunch of golden plates that a bunch of Native Americans buried and Joseph Smith found. New revelation from God. Like that wasn't surprising enough. Here's the thing though, whether you're drinking coffee or not, eating bacon or not, communing with wine or grape juice, the whole point is that God made it easy. He worked through all the difficulty settings, from don't eat one fruit to circumcise all the men to finally, I'll do the hard part. You just follow me, okay guys? I don't think you can handle it. The disciples got it. Peter looked at those fish and said, you know what? I'm in. And honestly, that's still the offer. Not do all these things precisely right, but come follow me. All that other stuff we're making up as we go along. Ideally with coffee because 3-hour church services are long. The miracle of surviving a 3-hour Mormon church service without it. I don't know how they do it.